In the vast, endless expanse of the cosmos, where stars are born and die, where galaxies dance in an eternal ballet, there existed a single, inviolable rule known to every advanced civilization. Don't wake the humans. For millennia, alien species had observed Earth from afar, watching as humans evolved from primitive beings into a complex, albeit chaotic, society. Humans were seen as unpredictable, capable of both immense creativity and destructive violence. Their potential was acknowledged, but their volatility was feared. Thus, the galactic community agreed. Humanity must remain contained on their pale blue dot, unaware of the vast universe beyond their atmosphere. In the pulsating heart of the Milky Way, nestled within the radiant embrace of a nebula, the Galactic Council convened in a grand chamber that defied the imagination of mere mortals. The chamber was a symphony of light and matter, adorned with holographic representations. Delegates from myriad species, each more extraordinary than the last, gathered to discuss the state of the universe. Among them were the tall, ethereal Zephyrians, their forms as insubstantial as the morning mist, with wings that caught the starlight and refracted it into 1,000 tiny rainbows. The robust, armored Vulcans stood in stark contrast, their bodies forged from the very essence of the planets they called home, their eyes burning like molten lava. And then there were the enigmatic, shape-shifting Morphei, their true forms a mystery even to their closest allies. Their current appearances a tapestry of the myriad life forms they had encountered in their endless wanderings. "The humans," began Zephyr, a Zephyrian delegate whose voice was like the whisper of the wind through the leaves, "are a conundrum. They possess an innate curiosity and adaptability that could make them formidable allies or dangerous adversaries." His wings fluttered gently, casting a mesmerizing dance of light and shadow on the chamber walls. Prax, a Vulcan with a voice like thunder, nodded his massive head, the ground beneath him trembling slightly with the movement. Indeed, their technological advancements are accelerating at a pace that is as impressive as it is alarming. We must ensure they do not discover our presence until they are ready to join the galactic community. Lyra, a Morphei who currently resembled a human to better understand their psychology, added her voice to the discussion. Her form was that of a human female, her eyes a deep, fathomless blue that seemed to hold the very secrets of the universe. Agreed. But we must also consider their potential. If guided correctly, they could contribute greatly to the galactic community. Their art, their music, their stories, they are a treasure trove of creativity and emotion. The council debated, their voices echoing through the chamber like the symphony of the spheres. The consensus was clear: humanity must remain isolated, their eyes turned inward, until they proved ready to join the stars. But there was also a sense of anticipation, a hope that one day the children of Earth would take their place among the stars, their voices adding to the grand symphony of the universe. Until then, the Galactic Council would watch and wait, guiding when they could, intervening when they must, always with the best interests of the universe at heart. On the bustling blue marble known as Earth, life continued in its eternal dance of joy and struggle, progress and setbacks. In the sprawling metropolis of Neo-Tokyo, a city where ancient traditions melded seamlessly with cutting-edge technology, people went about their daily lives, blissfully unaware of the cosmic debate that swirled around their very existence. One seemingly ordinary afternoon, as the sun blazed high in the sky, a sudden and blinding flash of light tore through the azure canvas of the heavens. A mysterious object, radiating an otherworldly energy that shimmered like liquid starlight, plummeted towards the Earth. It streaked across the sky, leaving a trail of luminescent vapor in its wake, a spectacle that was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The object hurtled downwards with the force of 1,000 thunderbolts, crashing into the very heart of Neo-Tokyo. It embedded itself deep into the concrete, sending shockwaves rippling through the streets like a stone dropped into a still pond. Buildings trembled, windows shattered, and the air was filled with the cacophony of car alarms and the distant wail of sirens. News crews, ever vigilant, rushed to the scene with the speed of a tsunami, their cameras capturing the chaos and confusion that unfolded. A reporter, her eyes wide with a mix of excitement and fear, stood before the smoldering crater, her voice trembling slightly as she spoke into her microphone. "This is breaking news. An unidentified object has crashed in the heart of Neo-Tokyo. The streets are filled with a strange, ethereal light, and the air is thick with an energy that seems to defy explanation." Behind her, emergency services worked with grim determination, their faces etched with concern as they struggled to contain the situation. The origin of the object remained a mystery, a cosmic enigma that had quite literally fallen from the sky. Speculation ran rampant, whispers of alien technology and celestial phenomena echoing through the crowded streets. As the world watched and waited, the people of Neo-Tokyo found themselves at the epicenter of an event that would forever change the course of human history. For in that moment, as the mysterious object lay embedded in the heart of the city, the veil between Earth and the cosmos grew ever thinner, and the stage was set for humanity's first tentative steps into the vast and wondrous expanse of the universe. In the wake of the mysterious object's descent, a team of scientists and military personnel swiftly secured the area, their eyes riveted on the alien artifact that lay before them. It was unlike anything they had ever encountered, a perfect sphere, its surface as smooth and unblemished as polished obsidian, pulsating with a soft, ethereal light that seemed to dance and shimmer with an otherworldly grace. The air around it hummed with an almost palpable energy, as if the very fabric of reality was being gently tugged and reshaped. Dr. Ada Sterling, a renowned astrophysicist with eyes that sparkled with the same curiosity that had driven her to explore the cosmos, approached the object with a cautious reverence. She extended a gloved hand, her fingers trembling slightly as they hovered just above the surface of the sphere. "This is extraordinary," she murmured, her voice barely above a whisper, as if afraid to disturb the delicate balance of the moment. "It's not from Earth, it's alien." Colonel Marcus Hart, a stern-faced military officer with a jawline that could cut steel, stood beside her, his eyes narrowed in a mixture of awe and suspicion. "We need to contain this," he said, his voice firm and unyielding as the granite cliffs of his homeland. "Until we know what it is and where it came from, we can't take any chances." His hand rested on the butt of his sidearm, a silent testament to the potential danger that lurked within the enigmatic sphere. But as they watched, the object began to hum, its light intensifying like a miniature sun. The air grew thick with an electric charge, and the hairs on the backs of their necks stood on end. Suddenly, a wave of energy pulsed outward, spreading across the city and beyond like ripples on the surface of a pond. People everywhere began to experience strange and wondrous sensations, heightened senses that allowed them to see the world in vivid, technicolor detail, increased strength that made the weakest among them feel like titans, and a sudden clarity of thought that cut through the fog of everyday life like a beacon in the night. In that moment, the people of Neo-Tokyo found themselves on the precipice of a new era, a time when the boundaries between the possible and the impossible grew ever more blurred, and as the alien artifact continued to pulse with its otherworldly light, they could not help but wonder what other secrets lay hidden among the stars, waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to reach for them. In a cozy apartment nestled within a bustling high-rise not far from the crash site, a young woman named Maya felt a sudden and inexplicable surge of energy coursing through her veins. She looked down at her hands, her eyes widening in awe as a soft, ethereal glow enveloped them, pulsating gently like the heartbeat of some celestial being. The world around her seemed to come alive in a symphony of sensations. The distant hum of the city, once a mere background noise, now resonated with the clarity of 1,000 tiny bells. The rustle of leaves outside her window whispered secrets in a language only she could understand, and the distant murmur of voices wove a tapestry of stories that danced on the edge of her consciousness. Across town, in a modest studio filled with the scent of oil paints and the remnants of creative endeavors, a man named Alex found himself imbued with a strength that seemed to defy the very laws of nature. His muscles, once accustomed to the delicate brushstrokes of an artist, now responded to his commands with a speed and power that left him breathless. He looked out his window, his gaze sweeping over the cityscape, and saw others experiencing similar transformations. Ordinary people suddenly capable of extraordinary feats, their eyes alight with wonder and disbelief. In a small, charming cafe, tucked away in a quiet corner of the city, a barista named Lily began to perceive the world in a way that transcended the boundaries of human comprehension. She saw patterns in everything. The steam rising from a freshly brewed cup of coffee swirled and danced in intricate ballets, revealing the hidden currents of the air. The cream in a latte formed mesmerizing fractals that spoke of chaos and order intertwined, and the movement of people on the street outside became a complex symphony of motion, each step and gesture a note in a grand, unending melody. Her mind processed information at an astonishing rate, unraveling the threads of reality and weaving them into a tapestry of understanding that left her both exhilarated and humbled. The awakening spread like wildfire, its tendrils reaching every corner of the globe with a speed that defied explanation. People from all walks of life found themselves transformed, their latent potential unlocked by the mysterious energy that now permeated the very air they breathed. Cities were rebuilt with a vision and efficiency that bordered on the miraculous, their skylines reaching ever higher as if to touch the stars that had bestowed this gift upon them. Conflicts that had once seemed insurmountable were resolved with a wisdom and compassion that spoke of a deeper understanding of the human condition. Technologies advanced at a pace that left even the most forward-thinking minds reeling, as innovations that had once been the stuff of science fiction became the reality of everyday life. In this new world, where the boundaries between the possible and the impossible grew ever more blurred, humanity stood on the precipice of a golden age, a time when the potential of the individual was limited only by the scope of their imagination, and the future shimmered with the promise of wonders yet unseen. Back in the resplendent Galactic Council chamber, the tranquility that usually permeated the air was shattered by the sudden blare of alarms. The holographic displays that adorned the walls flickered to life, casting an eerie glow over the assembled delegates as they rushed to their stations, their faces etched with a mix of concern and disbelief. The displays showed images of Earth, the once isolated blue marble, now ablaze with a network of pulsating energy that seemed to dance and weave across its surface like a living entity. "The containment field has failed," Zephyr exclaimed, her voice trembling with a rare note of panic. Her wings fluttered in agitation, casting a mesmerizing dance of light and shadow on the chamber walls as she struggled to comprehend the magnitude of what was unfolding before her eyes. "The humans are awakening!" Cracks, the formidable Vulcan delegate, let out a low growl that seemed to resonate from the very depths of his being. His armored fists clenched with a force that could shatter mountains, and his eyes burned with an intensity that spoke of centuries of battle-hardened resolve. "We must act quickly," he declared, his voice like the rumble of distant thunder. "If humanity realizes their full potential, they will be unstoppable. We cannot allow them to disrupt the delicate balance of the cosmos." Lyra, still in her human form, watched the displays with a mixture of awe and concern. Her eyes, a deep and fathomless blue, reflected the dancing lights of the holograms as she spoke, her voice a calm and steady beacon amidst the storm of uncertainty that swept through the chamber. "But consider this," she said, her words measured and thoughtful. "Perhaps this is their moment. Perhaps they are ready to join us among the stars. We have watched them, guided them from the shadows, and now they stand on the precipice of greatness. Is it not our duty to nurture that potential rather than stifle it?" The council erupted into a furious debate, their voices rising in a cacophony of fear, uncertainty, and hope. But as they watched the humans on Earth, they began to see something unexpected. A unity that transcended borders and ideologies, a determination that burned like a beacon in the night, and a shared purpose that spoke of a species finally understanding its true place in the universe. The images that flickered across the holographic displays told a story of transformation and triumph, of a people rising from the ashes of their past to embrace a future that was as vast and wondrous as the cosmos itself. And as the Galactic Council watched and debated, they could not help but feel a sense of awe and humility, for they were witnessing the birth of a new era, an era in which humanity would take its rightful place among the stars, not as conquerors or adversaries, but as equals, united in their quest to unlock the mysteries of the universe. In the pulsating heart of Neo-Tokyo, a group of awakened humans gathered beneath the shimmering glow of the alien artifact that had irrevocably altered the course of their existence. The air was thick with anticipation and the hum of unseen energies, as if the very fabric of reality was holding its breath, waiting to see what these transformed individuals would do next. Among them stood Maya, Alex, and Lily, each a beacon of the extraordinary potential that now coursed through the veins of humanity. Maya, her eyes alight with a determination that seemed to burn brighter than the stars themselves, spoke with a voice that was steady and sure, carrying the weight of 1,000 generations before her. "We've been given a gift," she declared, her gaze sweeping over the assembled crowd, each face a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the human spirit, a chance to show the universe what we're truly capable of. This is our moment to rise above the petty squabbles and divisions that have held us back for so long. This is our time to shine. Alex, his form radiating a power that seemed to defy the very laws of nature, nodded in agreement, his muscles tensing with a strength that was both exhilarating and humbling. "But who sent this?" he asked, his voice a deep rumble that echoed through the gathering like the distant thunder of a summer storm. "And why? What is their purpose in awakening us?" His eyes narrowed as he contemplated the myriad possibilities that lay before them, each one a path that could lead humanity to greatness or ruin. Lily, her gaze scanning the intricate patterns of light and energy that danced around them like a symphony of the cosmos, spoke softly, her voice a gentle melody that cut through the tension like a soothing balm. "It doesn't matter," she said, her eyes reflecting the kaleidoscope of colors that swirled and shifted in the air. "What matters is that we're ready. We'll show the universe that humanity is a force to be reckoned with, not through conquest or domination, but through unity, innovation, and the indomitable spirit that has always defined us." Together they began to organize, their enhanced abilities allowing them to accomplish feats that would have once seemed impossible. They built new technologies that harnessed the very essence of the cosmos, forging alliances that spanned the globe and strengthening their defenses against any threat that might seek to extinguish the light of their newfound potential. Through it all, they maintained a sense of unity and purpose, a shared vision of a future in which humanity stood tall among the stars, a beacon of hope and progress in the vast and wondrous expanse of the universe. And as they worked, the people of Neo-Tokyo, and indeed the world, began to see the fruits of their labor. Cities were transformed into gleaming bastions of innovation and sustainability, their skylines reaching ever higher as if to touch the heavens themselves. Conflicts that had once seemed insurmountable were resolved with a wisdom and compassion that spoke of a deeper understanding of the human condition, and the bonds that united them grew ever stronger, forged in the fires of adversity, and tempered by the hope of a brighter tomorrow. As the awakened humans labored with unyielding determination, the skies above Earth darkened with the ominous silhouettes of a massive alien fleet. The ships, sleek and powerful, descended from the heavens like avenging angels, their hulls glinting menacingly in the sunlight, a stark contrast to the cerulean blue of the Earth's atmosphere. The sight was both awe-inspiring and terrifying, a stark reminder of the vast and unknown expanse that lay beyond the comforting embrace of their home planet. Below, the humans, now united and enhanced by the mysterious energy that had swept across the globe, prepared for the inevitable contact. Their hearts pounded with a mix of anticipation and trepidation, but their resolve remained unshakable. They had been given a gift, a chance to prove their worth among the stars, and they would not squander it. A holographic communication device flickered to life, casting an ethereal glow over the assembled crowd. An alien commander materialized before them, his form imposing and otherworldly. His eyes, like twin orbs of burning starlight, seemed to pierce the very souls of those who gazed upon him, and his voice, deep and resonant, echoed through the air like the tolling of an ancient bell. "Humans of Earth," he declared, his words carrying the weight of eons, "we come in peace. But know this, the universe is a dangerous place, filled with wonders and horrors beyond your comprehension. You are not ready." Maya, her spirit undaunted by the commander's words, stepped forward, her eyes locked onto his gaze with an intensity that belied her human form. "You're wrong," she said, her voice filled with a conviction that seemed to resonate from the very depths of her being. "We've always been ready. We've faced adversity, overcome obstacles, and risen from the ashes of our past time and time again. And now we're awake, more united, more determined, and more capable than ever before." The commander studied her, his expression inscrutable, as if weighing the truth of her words against the vast tapestry of his own experiences. The air grew thick with tension, the silence between them a chasm that seemed to stretch across the very fabric of reality itself. Finally he spoke, his voice a low rumble that seemed to resonate from the depths of the cosmos. "Very well," he said, his eyes narrowing slightly as if in acknowledgement of a challenge. "We will observe. We will watch as you navigate the treacherous waters of the galaxy, as you face trials that will test the very limits of your resolve. But know this, the galaxy is watching. Prove yourselves worthy, and you will find allies among the stars, brothers and sisters in the eternal dance of the cosmos. Fail, and you will face consequences beyond your wildest imaginings, for the universe is unforgiving to those who falter." And with those words, the hologram flickered and died, leaving the humans of Earth to stand beneath the watchful gaze of the alien fleet, their hearts filled with a mixture of hope and trepidation, but their spirits unbroken, for they knew that this was their moment, their chance to prove to the universe that humanity was a force to be reckoned with, not through conquest or domination, but through unity, resilience, and the indomitable spirit that had always defined them. As the alien fleet maintained its vigilant orbit, a silent sentinel in the skies above, the humans of Earth continued to evolve and adapt at an astonishing pace. The once divided nations of the world united under a shared banner of progress and discovery, their collective gaze turned towards the infinite expanse of the cosmos. Cities were reborn, their skylines reaching ever higher, a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of a species reforged in the fires of awakening. The depths of the oceans, once shrouded in mystery, yielded their secrets to intrepid explorers, revealing wonders that surpassed even the wildest dreams of generations past. And as humanity's grasp of their home planet grew ever more secure, so too did their desire to venture forth into the great unknown. Space, once the domain of the privileged few, became the birthright of all, as new technologies and unified efforts propelled them ever further into the heavens. The stars, once distant and unattainable, now seemed within reach, their light a beacon that called to the adventurous spirit that burned brightly within the hearts of all humankind. At the forefront of this new dawn stood Maya, Alex, and Lily, their names whispered in reverence and awe by the people they had sworn to guide and protect. Maya, her eyes reflecting the starlight that had once seemed so far away, led with a wisdom that belied her years, her voice a clarion call that rallied the spirits of all who heard it. Alex, his form a living testament to the strength and resilience of the human body, stood as a bastion of courage, his unyielding determination a beacon of hope in even the darkest of times. And Lily, her mind a labyrinth of patterns and possibilities, wove the threads of fate with a deftness that seemed almost otherworldly, her insights and innovations paving the way for a future that was as boundless as it was bright. Together they knew that the path ahead would be fraught with challenges, that the universe was a vast and unpredictable place, filled with wonders and horrors in equal measure. But they were ready, their hearts and minds tempered by the trials they had already overcome, their spirits unbroken and unbowed, for they knew that humanity, now awake and united, would not be contained, nor would it be underestimated. They would forge their own path among the stars, their voices joining the celestial chorus that sang the eternal song of the cosmos. And so, humanity stood on the precipice of a new dawn, their potential unlocked and their future uncertain. But one thing was clear: they would not falter, nor would they shy away from the challenges that lay ahead. They were awake, their eyes open to the vast and wondrous expanse that lay before them, and they were ready to take their place among the stars, not as conquerors or supplicants, but as equals, united in their quest to unlock the mysteries of the universe and forge a destiny that was truly their own. In the Galactic Council chamber, the delegates watched as Earth continued to evolve. They saw the unity, the determination, and the potential that had once been hidden beneath layers of chaos and conflict. Zephyr, her wings shimmering, spoke softly. "Perhaps we were wrong," she said. "Perhaps humanity is ready after all." Krax nodded, his expression thoughtful. "Time will tell," he said, "but for now we watch, and we wait." And so the universe held its breath, waiting to see what humanity would do next. The rule had been broken, the humans awakened, and the galaxy would never be the same.